Vanguardian News. Freedom. Powerful word. Freedom. Can we be free? Will we ever be free? Can we be righteous enough to be free? Will we ever become liberated? Can we liberate our minds? Get on a higher plane, find our higher self, and get off the lower self. Let the lower self take advantage of you. If you're weak, and it could be a bear. You have to treat people with respect, always. That's big. The respect thing is big. And there's no getting around that. If you want respect, you have to treat people with respect. It doesn't cost you anything but being kind and respectful and move along. We get caught up in this whole thing with negativity that we feel that we have to just inflict that on someone else because we feel a certain kind of way. We woke up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever it might be to trigger your animosity that day. For people who had nothing to do with anything, just going about their day. And I hold the door open for people. I don't just go through the door and let it close in front of their face. I hold the door open. It's a courtesy. I'm being courteous. I hope that person would do it for me. But if you don't, I don't trip. He or she, people are busy. They're not paying attention. A lot of people are on their phones. No one's talking to each other anymore. Who's having real conversations anymore? Outside of social media and DM and texting, these devices make it easy for people to become, what word am I looking for? Elusive or just, you're talking to, I won't even say cyberspace. That sounds so dated now. But these devices make it easy to just, see people commenting. They can say anything out their mouths. I don't think there's any ramifications. But I'm just saying, in general, why do we have to pick up a device just to reach out? I understand you have to, call people, whatever. Is anybody writing letters anymore? Besides people, that's locked up in the Bing. I'm talking just a letter of appreciation, a letter of thank you, a letter, a hand note of, man, I really appreciate this, that, and the other. I know it takes time to just write things down. No one wants to do that anymore. But if you lose doing that, if you don't do it for a period of time, it becomes a lost art, a lost skill. Writing becomes difficult now because you haven't done it in so long. Always jotting down. I'm always writing. I'm always keeping that exercise and keeping my penmanship on point. Because you might not have phones. You might not be able to text. So you have to keep your skills up. As technology goes, it gets easier to do this, that, and the other. And I get that. But it's always good to just get back to the basics. Jotting. That's why rappers, they can jot down. Some could go off the dome. But the real skill is your penmanship, your pen game. Little essence, pen and paper, pen and pad, jotting down notes during the day. Little ideas, jot them down. Your mom used to say, well, write down your stuff because you're going to forget if you don't jot them down. That's true. You'll forget. It's a fleeting moment. It goes right, boom, thought in your head, out. So that's always, it's a good way to just keep, your dictation up, your memory, you just kind of putting together a puzzle or story or footnotes to what someone told you, or if you even keeping a journal. People just keep journals. I guess they still do. They maybe do it on the computer now, but what if that computer crashes? What if you lose all your stuff and you haven't backed it up or saved it? Now you got hard copies, you can write it down. You have stuff, you have reference. Oh, here we go. I got something to go on to get you back there. But when you have everything loaded on the computer, it's good to have that there. It's convenient, but you still, it's technology. If that technology crashes for whatever reason, you didn't back it up. Some people, oh, we'll do it later. And the computer tells you, do you want to back it up? Make sure you back up. Haven't backed up in so many days. It's good to do it because a lot of work that you might have put in that's on your hard drive or your whatever gets lost because you haven't backed it up. And we kind of, get so caught up in our daily lives that little things, little details like that, we kind of just let go until it's too late. And then we're just like, oh man, what am I going to do to recover that information? So it's always good to practice that. Just backing up, make sure you back up your stuff. So, but these are lost little things that we do. But for the most part, behavior of people is just going to be what it is. Convenient. My mom used to tell me, they only made a computer because it made it easier for people. It's not difficult. When computers used to intimidate people, still do. Dealing with technology intimidates people. It's new. They're out of their element. And my mom was reassuring to me. She'll say, look, they only do this because it's easy. But you just got to get past the little, the newness or just the initial shock wave and just get comfortable with it. Once you're comfortable with it, you'll take off. It's slowly, lo and behold, you do. It's a fact. Just everyday stuff. Some people are intimidated by going to the ATM machine, just using their card. But we have to adapt in order to move forward. We have to adapt to progress. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes it could come, fleeting. Discover something today is passe tomorrow. And that's where we at. It's coming so fast, man. So you just have to find a couple, moments to process it and being able to understand it and just kind of implement it in your life. Once you just, get a background and get a meaning of what it is that you want to get out that information, and you have the technology now, the backstory of the technology, and you're able to, okay, I can deal with that now. Okay, step by step, boom, boom, boom. It is what it is. Even people doing, their regular jobs 9 to 5 are now having to do reports. Nowadays jobs want you to account for every hour, what you've done, every hour, what did you do, this, that, and the other, because it's all performance rate, performance base. You you have to justify why you're getting paid. They have to see if you're delivering the service. Are you meeting the service that they think you're meeting, that they need you to, your quota of meeting? Have you hit your objective? So you have deadlines and reports. The average run-of-the-mill schmo, so to speak, has to be accountable for what their day is. And then they look at that. This is something that you said you did. They'll look at the production, the performance, and they make the evaluations. So remember, everything, you get a job, you're working a job, but there's still some accountability and there's still some goals every day that you need to hit or get accomplished. So take heed of that. We like to jaw jack on jobs, a lot of people like to do that, but still remember what you're here for and get the job done. Put in what they say, an honest day's work for honest day's pay. That still apply. No question about it. No question about it. So A lot of people better, I still wear my, you still got to be careful and see where this coronavirus is hitting because it's still rising. The numbers. Funny how the mainstream news media is now not reporting that everything has been on, Ukraine, and rightfully so. But every now and then, there's reports about we're still in the midst of the pandemic. It's not over. As you can see, the Speaker of the House just got afflicted by it. So, and she's an older lady, She has to be careful. So hopefully she get through that, and she can keep, being strong and doing what she had to do once she get through that little phase. Well, not little, but the little issue that she has with the corona. So I'm telling people, you can get comfortable not having your mask on or whatever you want to do, but just be mindful. I'll probably, like I've been saying, I'll probably wear mine till for the foreseeable future, and just as a extra layer for protection for whoever I'm around and myself, so to speak. So I did get vaccinated. So still, there's so much mystery and so much politicking going on with this, this pandemic. You don't know what to believe anymore. So we have to be on point, man, moving forward. So as the weather's about to break, people are going to be going to, they're going to be traveling, going to beaches, vacation spots, doing their thing, blowing off some steam, vacation, and traveling. So be mindful. Is all I can tell you. Be mindful, and just don't put yourself in a compromising position. But you're an adult. You have to make grown adult decisions. But I will say, I will warn you to be mindful because it's not over. And if you look at the numbers, they're letting you know it's just not as highlighted as it was before. They were just like scaring people to death with the death toll and all this. But the numbers are still out there, folks. So there's some outbreaks. There's flaring up there in some countries. I think I saw something in China the other day where there's a outbreak. Well, not an outbreak, but a rise in corona infection. So once again, be mindful and take it serious, and don't put yourself in a compromising position, especially around a large group of people. I'm still not comfortable being around a large group of people. So just got to roll that way. So we have our first Ketanji Brown Jackson, Justice, Supreme Justice, confirmed, and she's on the Supreme Court. And Republicans are, most of them kind of voted against her, but she's very highly qualified to be a Supreme Court justice. So Republicans are just voting on political lines, and that's unfortunate because you would think there's some intelligence over there to could, just get off all that division, but they seem to be still holding firm on trying to recapture the Senate, and this was big for Biden administration and for Justice Jackson to be able to, be confirmed. And congratulations to her and her family and her loved ones. And history-making event, historic. And so she deserves all the praise, and I know she'll do a good job, and she'll bring her her knowledge to that group. to the rest of the justice in that court. She'll represent the court very well, in my opinion. But there's always controversy. There was controversy with Justice Thomas, I'm sorry, and his wife. So if you've been following that, there's some situation with his wife. As far as the insurrection, January 6th, 2021. So there's some text messaging and some language, some statements and stuff like that she could have been complicit in this whole thing. So he's not going to recuse himself off of let's say certain cases, whatever. So there's always it's Washington, man. It's it's Washington. We're used to it. It's always some type of scandal. And of course, you got the Hunter Biden situation, and I come to the conclusion I'm coming to the conclusion that everybody got their hands dirty in some kind of way. There's always something, and the behind the scenes that goes, things that go on behind the scenes and the backdoor deals and the backbiting and all this type of stuff, man, it is really interesting and sad at the same time. But me being from Washington, D.C. and knowing this is how it always been, there's no more decorum, it's almost to the point where it's just silly. And it's sad because these are grown elected officials that all came in to say they're going to change the swamp and all that. So it's always the same thing. So that's why I tell people, look, take your vote very serious, and just don't go for the same old okadoke, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, and hold these politicians accountable. This is not a play. You come there to get some type of work done, but you're not there to just be. I don't know what people are going to Washington for now. As far as when they elected, they say anything to get their vote, and once they're in there, they do the same old thing that they said they weren't going to do, and that's unfortunate. And we, the voters, we seem like suckers because we're like, "Are you serious?" But it is what it is. They pimping for votes, and they get them. Once they start pimping for votes, it's a wrap. As taxpayers, we got to be more demanding. We need to change things. We need to demand change. They'll listen to us for a moment, I guess, and then, like I said, you got to keep the pressure on them, and just don't let them think they can just do what they want to do. You're not there to have a carte blanche, so just doing nothing and being divisive. You have to actually participate in trying to get some things done, just for the better of the country. But it doesn't seem like that agenda or that approach is being taken. It just seems weird. But that's just me. So I don't know. All right. So that's just me. All right. Take it easy. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. Vanguard News.